Hello there, Fahrenheit here, and I am bringing you a dual mod showcase of the Minepainter and Armourers Workshop mods. So, first I'm going to go over the Armourers Workshop, as it is the larger of the two mods, and then I will go over the Minepainter. For Armourers Workshop, what it is a simple Minecraft mod that allows you to make cosmetic items of your own design to add a little bit of uniqueness to your Minecraft. For instance, as you can see in my hotbar, I am holding an iron sword, but kind of looks like a Darth Maul lightsaber. So, I'm going to go ahead and unequip that, and now you see it looks like a normal iron sword again. Now, how do you do this? First, you need the following items in order to be able to complete most designs. The Armourer, equipment cubes of 4 different types. There is a plain white one to start with, a white one that glows, a translucent one, and a translucent one that glows. Next, you will need the paintbrush, the color mixer in order to be able to change colors, an equipment skin template, a color picker, which allows you to reselect a color if you forgot what you did, the paint roller to cover larger areas, mannequin for display, my own mannequin because I like it, my name tag, an anvil, whatever object you're looking to change, and then when you're done, you'll have a template. Okay, so first thing you're going to do is set down your armor. It'll create a giant head over you by default. When you right click on it, you can select which object you would like to make. The sword is available, however the bow is not currently compatible. Now, once you've selected the object you want to make, do not change anything else save-wise. However, do show building guide. It puts this grid above you to show you where you can build. Next, come up with a design in your head. For me, I'll just be using a simple sword design. After you come up with a design, fly up to the part of the body that's showing here. And in this particular case, I'll be making a sword, so what we're going to do is put down 4 blocks on top here, and 4 on the bottom. Now, the lightsaber I had in the beginning, I only had 1. I only had that block placed, but I'm going for a thicker design on this tool. Alright, after you have a basic idea of what you're going to build, start with the easier parts first. For instance, I'm just going to make a simple handle that's 3 blocks deep, and then has a sort of spherical cuboid underneath. As such. Alright, and that's going to serve as my handle. Next, we're going to carry this up a little way higher, and I'm going to do a one-sided blade, so I'm just going to bring a crossguard out here, and then continue the blade itself up on the inside. However, you might come to places like this where you decide, you know what, something doesn't look right about this. For instance, in my particular case, I don't like the double thick. It's just not working for me. So we're just going to cut the upper side here down and make this a spiral instead of the double thick that we had it. As so. Alright, now, we're going to continue this up, to whatever length you want it. I'm going for a fairly long sword, so we're going to carry it up quite a ways. And just keep building in such a fashion until you come up with the design that you're satisfied with. Alright, this will work for me for a example. So, once you get your basic outline, you're going to want to add some detail. I'm guessing very few of you are actually going to want to have just a white sword. So, you're going to come down here, put down the color mixer. It doesn't really matter where you put it, I'm just going to put it close for convenience sake. Then you're going to go in and create a color by moving these bars around, or you can start from a base color such as this. I like that one. And then you put your paintbrush in, and it will come out with the tinted color. And you can do the same with the paint roller, and you will have your available colors on you. Now you can make up more than one paintbrush at a time for convenience sake, or you can just do one and then change the color later, which is what I'm going to do. Now, the difference between the paintbrush and the paint roller is simply this. The paint roller does a 9-block area. The paintbrush only does 1. So we're just going to use the roller to cover everything to start with, and then we'll fine detail it afterward. Alright, now we have a completely gray sword. We're going to want to change the color on the handle a bit. So, once again, you can just come down here. I'm going to go with a rustic gold-ish hilt. So all we have to do is put the paintbrush in, and there we go. And I'm going to just color the bottom of the pommel here for it. And then we're going to paint up the back and the hilt on the upper side. So let's just... There we go. Right? And we'll just... Actually, you know what? This doesn't look good in my opinion, but we can only use the roller to cover things up, and that would be too much of an area. We want to get our gray color back. It's where the color picker comes in handy. Right click on a color that you had, go down to the color mixer, put that in, it will switch the color, then you put your paintbrush back in, and voila, you have your old color that you had selected back to being available, and you can touch up whatever you want. Let's just get a wooden brown. Touch up the last little bit of the hilt here. There we go. Alright. So, as you can see, it allows you to do quite a bit of design work on your own. It's mostly up to your own creativity with what you can accomplish. However, there are some basic rules, such as trying to keep it size relevant. It gives you a hand here, nice and easy to see. You don't want to make your sword 3 times bigger than your hand. It just wouldn't look right. Crash time set 100. There we go. Alright, so once you're done with your design, what you're going to want to do is to come down here and find your equipment skin template. Go into the, what is this thing called again? The Armourer. Put the skin template in the slot here. Name it. So I'm just going to name this sword. Save the design. And this will show up. Once you have the sword skin in your pocket, hit the P key by default to open up this wardrobe GUI where you put the correct object in the right place. As we'll notice, you cannot put this in the other places. Then get the correct object, such as in this case the sword, hold that in your hand, and voila. You now have an awesome looking sword instead of just a normal Minecraft sword. Certain objects, as a matter of fact, I believe all the clothing objects will show up at all times regardless of whether or not you're wearing armor, which will allow you for a cooler standard look. However, you do not have to use them, I don't believe. These checkboxes should be capable of shutting them on and off. Now, after you're done, I would recommend breaking the box here and then whatever design you built, just so that you're not using up unnecessary space on your world. But afterwards, say you didn't want to use the same design every time. For instance, as you're aware, I have two different sword skins already in my inventory. The lightsaber that I had at the beginning and the one I just made. So, what if you just wanted to decorate an area with them, or display them perhaps for sale on a server, whatever? What you would want to do is grab yourself a mannequin, set him down, right click on him, and give him the object. He, however, does not require a sword actually in the inventory in order to be able to create it. Simply stick the object on and it will show up. And then you can rotate the arms along their different axes, each arm differently. Like, for instance, if you want them to be running, then spread the arms out and the legs. Maybe he's running while blocking. You can tilt the different arms and even switch their elbows. And you can even move which way he's looking. Alright. Along with that, you can switch it to a child or an adult, and it will switch the positioning. Now, after you get your mannequin set up, I personally don't really like the Steve skin. So what you're going to want to do is grab an anvil and a name tag. Name the name tag after a player. And I actually believe that it keeps a log of all Minecraft players. Yes, it does. This is my nephew, ChiefSire's skin. And as you see, I have my own skin as another mannequin. And you can do this with really anyone whose Minecraft username you know. Actually, I think it even works for famous YouTubers. Let's find out. I believe it's TBNR Frags? Is that how it's done? Sorry if I got this wrong, Preston, should you happen to see this. No, I did not. Alright, so yeah, it works with famous YouTubers, friends, pretty much anyone you can come up with. So go ahead and feel free to mess around with that. Jump on some lovely people's heads. Give them new objects. Here, Preston, have a sword. You deserve a sword. And yeah, you'll get that nice decoration. Alright, that is it for the... not Minepainter. This is the Armourers Workshop mod. Sorry for my stuttering, I'm a little bit tired today. I will be back shortly with the Minepainter review. Alright, I am back, and we are now going to go over the Minepainter mod, which is another cosmetic mod that allows you to do stuff such as these little structures I have here, statues, really anything you can come up with that uses 8x8 blocks instead of the standard 1 block thick. So, what you're going to use in this is a stone chisel, an iron chisel, a diamond chisel, a wrench, and then whatever kind of blocks you want to decorate with. Now, there are more tools to this mod. There's paintbrushes, and you can decorate paintings of your own. However, I really don't find them necessary for most things because I use this for world creation. This mod can actually be done in standard survival mode. So what you're going to want to do is get yourself a crafting bench, a stick, 1 stone, 1 iron ingot, 1 diamond, and actually you're going to need multiple sticks, so let's just put those there. To craft each of the main chisels here, simply put 1 of the object above it, I believe, or is it 2? Okay, I can't actually currently seem to craft it. Alright, well, I know there is a way to craft it. Pardon my lack of experience for not being able to tell you how, but I can tell you this. You're going to actually want all 3 types of chisels as they do different things. They do not all do the same exact function, and they all have infinite durability, so don't worry about that. What you're going to want to do first, once you have your blocks that you want to decorate with, is put each of them down. Use the diamond chisel first. Right-click on the any of the sides of it, really, and it will give you this broad slab, which it's just labeled as a sculpture piece, but it gives you the biggest one. Then you're going to take your iron one, go to the other side, right-click with that there, pick up the piece, and do the same with the other, and it'll give you the thin post, and then lastly do it with the stone chisel. And it doesn't really matter where you click for the stone. Once you have done that, you can actually just go ahead and smash these 2. They'll pick up as sculptures. Just get rid of them in fire or lava or whatever you choose. It really doesn't matter. And select your 3 pieces, put them in your inventory, arrange them probably in a smoother pattern than what I've got. And I'm actually going to keep hold of my wrenches because I will find them useful again shortly. Alright, now I'm actually going to build from a small setup first instead of starting out from scratch. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim down the sides of these using the diamond chisel. I would recommend, if you can, do game rule tile drops false, because otherwise you will overwhelm your inventory and your world with these drops pretty quickly. So just go ahead, wear those down, go up to the top here, take my iron chisel, and let's make this like a pyramid shape. So we're just going to cut down all but the last one of that. And we're going to do that all the way through this, just leaving 1 more each time until you get this general pyramid-like shape. And almost. Now, this mod does take quite a bit of patience. It's really an artistic mod more than anything else. So if you don't feel like being big on designs, I really wouldn't bother using this too much. It's not meant for someone who's only going to sit down with it for like 5 minutes and try and build something. However, if you have an artistic mind and like to build things, like to decorate, or perhaps you want a more detailed world with chairs and stuff instead of staircases, then use this mod and you can accomplish really all of that. And as you can see, you can just chisel away at things over time, but rather than waste all of this video on doing that, what I'm going to do is just show you a little quick bit of decoration. I'm going to cut in a little circle onto the edge of this, inlay that with the nether rack on this side, and then on the other side I'm going to make the same circle, but the key difference is going to be this. I'm going to grab myself a piece of glowstone, cut out one small piece of that. You will notice the glowstone is no longer lit when I do that, and I actually have to turn drops back on. There we go. Smash that. Take the sculpture piece. Alright. When you inlay a piece onto it, as you notice, I just went across the block there and it didn't function. In order to actually make it start lighting things up, you would have to cut on the sides next to it. You can't overlay blocks and have them work. However, the flip side to that is that when you put them next to each other on the same side, they will actually light up automatically. It causes a little bit of glitching from time to time as far as the lights showing up, but it will not crash your game, don't worry about that. And you can come up with some interesting stuff such as candles. Alright, anyway, this has been my first video in a while, so I apologize for the choppiness of parts of it. I do encourage you to look more into both of these mods if you like the ideas of either of them. I am currently playing on 1.7.10 with Forge and Lightloader installed, just so you know, so I am using Optifine and I have World Edit available as well as these two mods. And I would highly recommend doing the same if I were you. I find they run a lot less smoothly on 1.8, or actually I find all mods runs less smoothly on 1.8. And yeah, if we could get, I don't know, say 15 likes on this video, it would be absolutely amazing. Spread the word. If you could get, like Mitch and Jerome, some of the others actually to pay attention to these and run them in the series, it would be a great addition to some of the mods such as Crazy Craft in the design work of the world. And yeah, this is Faranine. Thanks for watching. Peace.